Hey guys, this is Chris from the Legacy, and we have a Town Hall 9 hog attack here against this. It's maxed out other than for the wall, so pretty heavy base. So to start things off, let's take a look at potential trap spots and what we're up against. Now, he has four 2x4 spots, and a 2x4 can hold a double bomb potentially, but with this layout, I would say pretty certain that both double bombs are there and all four Tesla are here. Reason being is everyone loves putting Tesla next to their town hall. It's generally a better spot for it. And then with those double bombs in between the air defense and the Tesla, they, in theory, would do a good job of pulling hogs through them. If it were reversed and the Tesla were near the air defense, I wouldn't even care about those double bombs because hogs won't set them off until potentially during cleanup, but if my kill squad gets into the core, they're not doing anything anyway. So without knowing anything about this base, I would just right off the bat assume you got double bombs in those red spots and Tesla in the yellow. Now, why wouldn't there be a giant bomb here? Well, if there were a giant bomb here, that's one less double bomb, so there'd have to be a giant bomb somewhere else in the space, and there's no other 2x2 spot left in the base. That giant bomb would have to be outside somewhere, and that would be pretty bad. I mean, this base makes it seem like this is a decent player. Like, maybe not great because it's pretty beatable by any attack, but it does look like he is relatively aware of what's going on, so I wouldn't assume that this guy has a random giant bomb staying outside. That being said, I'm pretty confident they're where we said they were. Now, spring traps is not really obvious where any of them would be. Maybe there's one over here, but there's no like obvious location where you would want to avoid any spots. So with that, I would just kind of go with it. Now, before we get into the hog attack, I also want to talk about a few things going on with this base in terms of other attacks. So, like I said, you could kind of just take this down no matter what you want to do. I mean, it looks really good because it's like this pretty symmetrical base, but symmetrical bases are just so bad for clan wars because they're generally very easy to beat, and if anything, they're just super easy to predict what's going on. So, in terms of like an air attack, if you look at this sweeper, it's pretty backwards. It's not going to do anything by the time it dies, and then this one down here is actually drunk, I think. It might as well not even be in the base. Any good loon attack's always going to come in from around the outside, so they're just not going to get any shots off before they go down. Also, the pathing here is pretty straightforward to get to these air defense. So with a loon attack, you could get in really quickly. Plus, your kill squad's going to get to that archer queen and knock off this air defense pretty quick. So you only have to worry about 3 other air defenses coming in. So in terms of looning space, very straightforward. If anything, it's like an anti-go wipe base, but that doesn't really make sense to me since it's so difficult to 3-star with go wipe. And I mean, preventing against a 2-star with go wipe doesn't make sense to me either, because if a good player really wants to 2-star you, Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9, he's gonna do it 100% of the time. I would literally say like there's no failure ever. So in preventing against a 2-star, it doesn't make sense to me. I think you should always prevent against the 3-star because against this base, it's just so easy to 3-star. It's just a mistake, in my opinion, to try to stop a 2-star. You're just kind of getting greedy, opening yourself up to other attacks. But that being said, hogs are a great choice there since we know where everything is. So what Emerson's going to do, he's just going to do a standard kill squad in from the right. This archer queen here should jump into this compartment. So what he takes is 4 wall breakers and no jump. I think that's a pretty good move. Anytime you can use wall breakers to get the archer queen, that gives you 1 more heal. And with 4 heals, Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9, you should be just wrecking the base. It gets harder when you only have 3 heals and you take a jump. The jump on one hand is more stable, like your jump's not going to die on you, like the wall breakers could potentially. But on the other hand, it's just not worth losing a heal when wall breakers get the job done. So as long as you're careful about mortars here and that wizard tower, you're going to get that archer queen. And then let's look at these double bomb spots again. So again, we said we have a double bomb here and a double bomb here. If he comes in with his kill squad on the right and then hogs behind, hogging behind is always the way to do whenever you can. This first double bomb spot on the right, we're going to set these off sequentially with our hogs. So one by one, those won't kill our hogs. Ideally, with the pathing here, we should wrap around the top of this base and start working down from the top. If we go to the air defense, we'll set off these bombs sequentially. If we go and wrap around through the Tesla and the core, we should set them off sequentially or just even miss them. Ideally, if the hogs did go to the Tesla, they could just all go here. And then on the bottom, they're just going to wrap around like this as well. So even though these double bombs might look daunting, the way they've set up with the rotation of the base, having hogs come in, they're just going to rotate around and ideally set these both off sequentially, and they just won't even be a threat. And then once you get those double bombs down, this base is just ready to go. So pretty good attack plan there. Looking at the lure, it's very straightforward. Easiest thing to do is just drop a loon here. The loon will actually take out the cannon, which is a huge bonus, and then it will lure at the same time. Anytime you can trade 5 army space for an enemy tower, you always take it. If you look at the base, I think there's roughly like 31 towers, including Tesla, and he actually has 31 hogs. So if you could trade all your hogs for all the towers, he'd be left with 7 wizards, 2 witches, both heroes, and 4 spells to kill just 2 enemy heroes and the clan castle. So anytime you can get 5 army space for 1 tower, you always take it. So he's going to take that route, actually. He's going to just drop a loon there, kill that hog. That actually does help out with pathing, because his hogs can stay in a tighter group. So if he drops like a heal, for example, down here, they're not going to run out of the heal and come down to that cannon, because that cannon's going to be gone. So they'll stay in the heal, they'll stay tighter grouped up, and that'll be a better attack. As a final note, we had a scout on this base before we attacked, so we knew there was a hound inside. He actually opts to forego the lure, which I think can work out well if you don't pop the hound. Once that hound pops, it does 300 to 300, I think 60 damage per second. That's a huge jump from like 10. It ends up working out fine for him. You will see that the Archer Queen gets a little bit distracted. I mean, it originally comes in here, but once it locks onto the hound, it's going to take a walk down here and leave his king kind of stranded. It does end up working fine, but it's just something to keep in mind. I think generally the further that your kill squad has to go into the enemy base, the more you'd want to lure and kill the hound. But if you don't need to work in that far, like just one wall, it's not a huge deal. So I think that's totally fine. But that's the main breakdown of what happens here. So let's go ahead and get into the attack. So I think he starts off with the loon. Yeah, so here comes the loon. That's just going to kill a tower. And then right away, he's just going to go right into the kill squad. Here comes the golem. He's going to spread some wizards to funnel. The witch are going to help get into the middle. And then right away, once that mortar's locked away from that wall spot, he's got his wall breakers in. Now, pausing real quick, I think he got a little bit unlucky. I would have really thought that this Archer Queen would have hopped this wall and been in this compartment, and that would have been a super easy kill for his Barbarian King. But even though it didn't work out that way, he's still got a Barbarian King with full health. The Golem's still alive, and he's got a ton of wizards behind him. As you'll see, this Archer Queen's going to get diverted, so it's not going to help out. But even though he misses the Archer Queen, Raging the Barbarian King is going to get through that wall and still kill the Archer Queen, so it's not a huge deal. I think he actually just lost both of his witches, so his witches didn't work out so well. It's always tough deciding whether or not to bring witches, and one of the big decisions is where are the mortars? Are they going to wreck my witches? Now you can see that the one double bomb got set off already. Now here are the hogs wrapping around the top of the base. Now most of them go to the Tesla. It turns out only 2 go up top and stuff that double bomb, where the rest go down. And at a first glance, you might think that's incredibly lucky, but after the attack wraps up, I'll actually argue that it wasn't luck, because he'd still 3-star this anyways. If you see that second pack there, I think he's got like some 10 hogs left in that bottom pack. Even if he had lost all his hogs to that giant bomb, he still would have finished up this base. So let's just go see the cleanup real quick. This attack was under 2 minutes, so very fast. He had a ton of time left. Let's back up real quick and look at this play out. So all of his hogs on the top are hitting those Tesla and 2 run up. On the bottom, he definitely has like 10 hogs left. So even if he had lost all his hogs right now, he has a heal down and 10 hogs are going to run into this heal. those 10 hogs are definitely going to finish out those remaining 5 or 6 towers. He still has a Barbarian King in the forward. He's got 3 Wizards there. He's got an Archer Queen full health in the bottom. And with over a minute left after this attack finishes, he's definitely going to clean up. So even if that Giant Bomb hadn't, seemingly been a lucky chance for him, it's still a 3-star, and it's not even an issue. So actually, we just found I just found a spring trap up here. This is complete nonsense. I don't know why he has spring traps up there, but they do nothing. So I don't know, a little interesting. But anyways, great attack by Emerson. Really heavy base. 3-star Town Hall 9 hog attack. This is Chris with the Legacy. Thanks for watching.